Hello, Professor. Good afternoon. My name is Gurpreet Singh. My student ID number is ST20321027. My module code is MSM7047. My module name is Global Corporate Sustainability. I am here to talking about my presentation. First slide. Vedanta Limited navigating global sustainability challenges throughout ethical decision marketing and environmental responsibility. And now I'm talking about next slide is company or company overview. And Vedanta Limited, situated in Mumbai, India, is a leading global business in the mining, oil, and renewable energy areas. It is committed to technological transformations and growth, resourcing responsibly and acting sovereignly. Vedanta has more than 65,000 team members worldwide. Uh, this green investment in key assets ensure that the corporation achieves net zero emissions by 2050 and declares its promise to keeping the environment. And now I'm talking about next slide is global sustainability context. The sustainability context of the corporate world is equally strong in the global business environment. From climate change to the degradation of biodiversity, the levels of sustainability continue to rise. The rising expectations for ESG responsibility from investor market, governments, and consumers raise expectations from Vedanta to integrate sustainability in all operational aspects, from environmental conservation, economic sustainability, from company diversification and sustainability of competitions at the global level, like DES and Guha 2022. And now I am talking about next slide theoretical lens. The following presentation will be an analysis of the sustainability work done at Vedanta following the triple bottom line and stakeholder theory. As the reforms alluded to profit, people, and planet at the core of proper conduct, proper programs would guarantee that a newly merged corporation remains competitive in the markets if it stratified its ethical and environmental obligations throughout the long term and strategically embedded them in the global supply chain, like Agarwal and Karma 23. And after that, I'm talking about next, like global challenges facing Vedanta. There are various global challenges, including high carbon emissions, community oppositions, and pressure by government regulations that Vedanta faces. Such pollution and displacement controversies could tarnish Vedanta's image and thus reputations. By having a solid ethical compliance, innovative in renewable projects, involvement in stakeholder capacity, we could eliminate the threat and still be quite profitable, as well as global encompasses within the resource intensive. And now I'm talking about next slide is the global opportunities. Vedanta is well placed to set the agenda in sustainability. Global demand is on the rise for green metals, like ESG compliant investments and efficient technologies. With the support of digital advancements through strategic partnerships, Vedanta will be able to accelerate responsible production, improve its sustainability activities, and redefine itself as a success story in ethical industry. like Sriram 2022. And now I'm talking about next slide is ethical decision making framework. And Vedanta's code of conduct drives its decision making. This framework helps ensure transparency and accountability. Moreover, the conglomerate is a key follower of the UN Global Compact's principles and has developed an anti-corporation framework both in system and policy. Ethical governance highly enhances corporate integrity and stakeholder trust at Vedanta, while at the same time granting that compliance is granted in every decision-making level. And now I'm talking about this next slide. In environmental sustainability strategy, Vedanta's environmental sustainability maximum is net zero emission by 2050, backed up by $5 billion investment. Their clues of incorporating renewable energy, conserving biodiversity, minimizing waste, and environmental safety using circular economy ideas. Sustainability performance was additionally integrated into senior leader KPIs for global environmental outcomes should be attainables, reached, and verifiable like a Portla 2025. And now I'm talking about next slide is a carbon literacy and risk management. Vedanta maintains a tangible carbon fox embodied in the TCFD and CDP based reporting. It measures two types of risk: the physical and transmissions risks related to climate change specific guarantees, energy efficient technologies, and carbon data analytics, improved forecast results, higher operational resilience, and observed drive towards long-term climate and sustainability objectives indicate to responsible carbon behavior, example for Saha 2021. And next, now I'm talking about next slide is a cultural diversity and social impact. Given that Vedanta operates in culturally diverse field regions, an inclusive model should be followed with regards to local social engagements. Is engagement the company's CSR practices can help develop the local education, healthcare, and livelihood system in the form of donations and initiations of new projects. Moreover, since of the neighborhoods where Vedanta operates, it can also advance the well-being of these communities, which benefits the company's social license to operate in the industry at both local and global level. Like for example, see this 2021. And now I'm talking about this next slide, criticals and ethical dilemmas. Vedanta is no stranger to environmental and social scandals in the past. Pollution and displacement. The restorations of trust will require clear management, green sustainability goals, and some other form of involvement with the communities. The extent of the company's growth will depend on whether in the future Vedanta can uphold not just a financially lucrative but genuinely accountable and ethical position. And now I'm talking about financial and ESG reporting. Vedanta's financial and ESG reporting are in alignment with global standards such as GRI. and SASB. The company has integrated an ethical accountability aspects with financial outcomes in its annual sustainability reports. As a result, its ESG scores have risen, indicating improved performance by the mining company and proving Vedanta has implemented transparent and responsible corporate governance practices. Meher and Bhattacharya 2021. And I'm talking about next slide is a future sustainability roadmap. In the future roadmap, Vedanta plans to expand its renewable energy, better governance and community partnership. The inclusive sustainability program is supported by the NGOs and governments, and with the introduction of AI-driven analytics through transparent system initiative and risk predictions mechanism will measure Vedanta's global environmental and ethical effort effectiveness in next 100 years. And now I'm talking about theoretical integration and insights. Sustainability practices are relevant not only to regulatory compliance but also to the company's ethical operations. Vedanta sustainability practices correlate with the specific theoretical frameworks of the triple bottom line. The obligation to balance social, environmental, and economic outlooks exists. However, there are persistent gaps in stakeholders management and performance tracking. Hoshamini and Hoshamini 2024. Therefore, by addressing these limitations, Vedanta will be able to achieve the translations of sustainability policies into the tangible ethical outcomes of international initiatives. And next slide is next. I'm talking about next is conclusion and recommendations. To conclude, Vedanta's sustainability path showcases advancement and development, yet it also retains risks. The firm will have strengthened transparency. Transparency is investment in renewables like ESG management and community involvement for ethical alignment to facilitate its long-term development. As a prominent global player in sustainable and responsible traditional businesses process. And now the end of the presentation is some references is here, and professor, you can check it, you can see it is references here, and thank you, bye bye.